Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to everybody in the chat and the members. Thank you guys so much for being here. All kinds of craziness this morning. I had another power outage. I think things are going to be fine though. But if I disappear, it usually comes back pretty quick. We've had a lot of storms here in Minnesota. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for my mods for being here and helping out today. I'm Natalie. This is Scientology Life After a Cult, where we talk about the Scientology news that has the internet buzzing, talk about my time in the cult, leaving the cult, and I do interviews throughout the week. So hit that when you hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell too. So hopefully you get those. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All right, oh my gosh, you guys, did you guys know? I mean, we're going to get to this, but I saw this video, and what had happened was Lisa Marie hated Tom Cruise. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't know how I didn't know that. If it was a known thing, it's new to me. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to look at some clips from Scientology Audit Streets LA, who went back to where it all started and had a couple interesting conversations with some Sea Org members. Of course, we're going to take a look at Big Blue and some things happening there. Some stuff going on with some scooters and some scooter tech. Hello to everybody who's here. If you guys could all do me a favor and just go over and hit the like button so we can get out more notifications, that'd be awesome. And we will get going. Let's take a look at, did you hear that Danny Masterson's ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife, Bijou, has a new beau? She is out and apparently has been with this guy for a couple months. Just saw this article. Bijou Phillips steps out with new beau, Jamie Mazur, amid Danny Masterson divorce. She's much happier, a source says. Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see Bijou Phillips come out and talk about her time in Scientology. And did she leave Scientology? We all have a million questions, and I would really like to see it. I honestly would. I don't know about you guys. I would like to know, but basically that's all it was about. Here's a picture. You know, there they are doing their thing. Looks like he's eating some of that skinny pop. He's about that skinny pop life. I don't know what that vest is about, but you know, people in LA just sometimes dress differently. So let's just go with it. But I'm not going to read the whole article. I just thought it was interesting that, you know, she's dating and moving on, and I'm hoping that means moving on from Scientology, and we will see her talking about it. I really would like to see that. I just would. All right, let's see. So let's go take a look at, did you guys know over in, I think this is St. Louis, and I think that's where we're always talking about why is the front door locked with chains? Well, Scientology is trying to sell this, what do you call it? Albatross? Might be a word that makes sense. They're trying to sell this building because I do believe they have another one that, you know, they're renovating. One of many. I think this happened in Boston too. But it says that they've been trying to sell this 60,000 square foot building, marketing it as one of the few remaining developmental opportunities in the city's Lafayette Square neighborhood. They're talking about it hasn't sold, maybe because of interest rates. I don't know. Maybe it's just the bad juju from what was there before with Scientology. I don't know. But they're trying to sell the building and they're having a really hard time, which I think is really interesting as well. I'll have to look into that closer because I wonder, like, what are they charging for it? Is it market rate? Or are they just trying to, are they being crazy about it and just being ridiculous? ENRI, over at the Blue Buildings, we got a few clips that we're going to look at from him. If you guys have been catching his stream, he's been doing some fun stuff over there at the Blue Buildings, protesting Scientology. And he had a conversation with the owner of, this is kind of, it's just you know what? It is a day of weird and interesting today because this person parked their truck there and they were getting parking tickets. And apparently, allegedly Scientology is paying off parking enforcement. We're going to look at a couple clips that might kind of fill in the blanks for that. And I'm not surprised if that is the case. But ENRI was out there and had a conversation with a gentleman who was parked and was getting ticketed. Let's take a look at this first clip.
You need any help?
Oh, hey.
You need any help?
Yeah, yo necesito the screwdriver for picking up the tire.
Oh, I see. You're jacking it up by the front, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What happened to the wheel? Did it just burst?
Oh, the tire, I think I heard something. The air go down.
Yeah. Did it pop? Did it burst?
The reverse?
The tire, did it? Was there a hole?
No. No, the tire is like have something for the go down the air. Go down.
So that's the truck, and it was there. And then they contacted Scientology, and Scientology told them, oh, just, don't worry about it. We'll contact parking enforcement and we'll take care of that. Hold on, I think I skipped something. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to pull back up my links here. I think I failed. No, got that one. Got the building. No, I think it's fine. All right. Anyways, so he finds out later that it seems like this is what they're doing, allegedly, but can't you see it? That it's, if they're paying off parking enforcement to not ticket their vehicles and things, or whoever else they say, but they're ticketing, protester cars and stuff like that. That's just kind of very interesting to me. If that is in fact what is happening, which I would not put it past Scientology to do that. But it's a slippery slope, right? Oreo cookies, I wouldn't doubt Scientology paying off parking enforcement. Next up, they'll be paying off tow truck companies to tow protesters' cars. Yeah, exactly. I think that's where it's headed. So something to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at, did you see LARA FM and Liz Ferris did a video, and it was fantastic. There were a lot of gems in there. And as heartbreaking as it is at times, it helps us to remember while we're doing this. And Father's Day had just happened, and we know that LARA FM's dad, Phil Anderson, is, being disconnected from his family, is there working in the galley for Scientology. And Liz Ferris, her dad, is somewhere at the gold base, and same thing. In fact, Liz Ferris was told for 20 years that her dad had died, and that was not the case. So my heart just really goes out to them and anyone else who has, whose dads are in Scientology, who are like alive and could be having a relationship with them, and they're not. It just blows my mind. I know it blows your mind, but this is like, again, exactly why we do this, exposing Scientology's harmful practice of disconnection. Anyways, I got a couple clips here from the video. Let's take a look.
Because you made me have a realization listening to you talk about your dad.
Okay. Oh, I really was talking to you at one point. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I was still there.
Okay.
But it made me realize that, I've had fleeting moments with my dad that were amazing, but never got like a Father's Day ever. Because, he was at gold, and because he was at gold, that meant that he had to be on, in good conditions to get certain days off. And I never got a Father's Day. And it wasn't until I was listening, God damn it, I even begged myself not to cry. I was listening to you, and I was like, because you made me have a realization listening to you talk about your dad.
Laura was out protesting Scientology at Big Blue on Father's Day, and it was just so powerful and so much meaning, so much emotion there, and rightfully so. I love that. And then they got to talking about Laura sent some interesting memories about the tunnels. There's been a lot of talk about the tunnels under the blue buildings that allow Sea Org members to go back and forth, and maybe even Scientology public. We've guessed that maybe that's how they're getting people, when they can't cross the street, or they don't have it blocked off for some pretend event that they're doing with imaginary people that must be showing up because it doesn't seem like anybody is there. But it's interesting to hear them talk about this, especially Laura from childhood. But take a look at this.
I know this sounds weird. I remember as a child going, I wonder what's behind that wall. Just because as a child, if you're playing with mud or anything and you see anything sealed up, you go, oh, why is that sealed? Why is there sealed cement and mud and then there's brick right here? Right?
I always wondered why what was wrong with the tunnel.
It obviously looked like there's a tunnel there, and why is it sealed up? But I didn't.
We knew there was a tunnel, but
I did not know that. My brain did not remember those images until Liz, you started talking about it and going, oh, and they had them patched up. And I know this sounds weird. I remember as a child going,
not weird at all. That is so interesting, though. Very interesting, because there's been talk about the tunnels that were sealed off. I'm sure we're going to hear from more and more people, especially people who are on the rehabilitation project force and spent a lot of time down there to learn more about what are they? What do they look like? What's the deal? More and more is going to come out about that. And I'm here for it. Now let's take a look at a clip from Dodge Landsman. He is chatting about an idea, having people who are local in the area around the LA protests, getting involved maybe locally with the council, Hollywood, city council, whatever they have out there as local residents to help create some change. Let's take a look at this.
Usually these positions are completely uncontested. Is it a radical idea to get 5 of the most committed protesters? I'm not the most committed, but perhaps because I've served on a local governmental body, I might be on that list. But of 5 committed protesters to actually run and campaign. And as we're protesting outside of L. Ron Hubbard Way and making connections with people as we have in the past, part of me thinks, well, why not just have some flyers in hand? And I know how to run campaigns and can help organize that, but why not have some flyers in hands with the election date saying, hey, I'm going to be the advocate against Scientology? It seems like as many of the protesters have discussed Scientology's presence on L. Ron Hubbard Way, it doesn't seem like the community is supportive. So you're out there every day. You're out there for 4 hours a day. Let's say you might hand out 200 flyers a day.
Interesting idea, because there are people who are protesting who do live locally, like literally Michael, literally Serge, just top of my head, Audit LA, and they're very involved. They show up to the council meetings and they advocate. Confident Chris was there. Was it last night or the night before was there when they had the meeting? I think it's an interesting idea, and that really is getting involved in your local, hyper local, your government, your city council. There are often planning commissions and other types of commissions that people can get involved in their area. Is a way to help create change kind of from the inside, because it's your community. If that's your community and you want to do something to create change, getting involved locally is a great way to do that. Even in other areas, think about where you live. Whether or not Scientology is there, it is a great way to create change within your community. So I think it's an interesting idea, and I would love to see some people in these positions to be able to make changes from a government standpoint who who are maybe not in bed with Scientology. I think that would be wonderful. Okay, let's talk about this Lisa Marie Presley thing. So this is from Celebrity Lifestyle, and I don't know. Tell me, did you guys know? Did you guys know that she hated Tom Cruise, Lisa Marie Presley? Because I did not. I did not know that, or I blocked it out. I don't know. I just was not aware of this. But let's take a look at this. Hold on a second.
Savage of capitalizing on her family's substantial.
Let's just back it up. Here we go.
She boldly accused the leader of this religion, David Miscavige, of capitalizing on her family's substantial fortune. In 2014, after parting ways with the sect, Lisa Marie articulated her sentiments. At 25, after I got the inheritance, they started nurturing me to be this person who was going to go out and take everybody else in. Lisa Marie further emphasized the depth of her feelings toward Tom Cruise. I hate Tom Cruise. I met him 20 years ago. I said I never want to be in a room with him again. These words conveyed an intense antipathy toward the Top Gun maverick actor, reflecting her resolute determination to avoid any proximity to him. She boldly accused the leader of this religion, David Miscavige, of capitalizing on.
Oh, there, it's replaying now. That is just so interesting to me. And I get why. I can see that. And I've actually spoken to multiple ex-Scientologists who were in somewhat the vicinity of Tom Cruise and felt the same way. I can't say that I've heard the same thing about, say, John Travolta. Most people that I've heard from that had dealings with him have said, like, he's a nice guy, but not so much on the Tom Cruise side of things. So you know what? That makes sense to me. Just a Northern Girl brings up a good point. As Audit LA mentioned, if you join any council, you can no longer protest due to conflict of interest. You have to recuse yourself from any related topic. Okay, that's interesting. Something to ponder. But there are people who in a community maybe who aren't protesting or don't want to protest, but want to be able to have a voice and have maybe more of a, at a minimum, a neutral point of view versus it's just Scientology has had their claws and their talons in, like a dinosaur, maybe T-Rex for so long that there's just multiple ways of creating some change. In fact, Grammy made a comment that got pulled up there about she and Poll on the Go have had conversations about some outside the box ways as well to approach this. And I think thinking of more ways, there's protests, there's other ways as well, because the world has changed a lot. And with technology, what we can do from home, the amount of people that we can reach, there's just so many different ways to do it. And I'm glad that people are talking about that. Yep, Lady Jane out. I agree. Love Laura. Was able to watch her full stream on Father's Day. That is awesome. More fun than sitting at home. Hey, Diane. Diane, while I'm thinking about it, I just been meaning to reach out to you. And Jack, thank you so much for what you sent. I did get it. Oh, I got to stop talking about it. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after. Wallflower, thank you for that. So happy you're back. Need you to do the dishes. Need you to do the dishes? Do the dishes. Okay, as per usual, I'm not getting the joke. You got to explain it to me. Oh, gosh. All right. Anyways, many ways to do it. I'm glad that people are talking and putting their heads together and finding different ways to do that. Oh, you know what, though? I missed the point of Diane's whole comment. Let me go back. I got all distracted by what I wanted to say to her. She was in those tunnels. Diane at More Fun Than Sitting at Home, she was born there. And I wonder, here it is. I was in the tunnels as a 10-year-old when it was still the hospital. Spent 2 years there when my dad had chemo. I remember that hospital very well. I wandered around everywhere. Interesting. Now, Diane at More Fun Than Sitting at Home was never in Scientology. So that is interesting. You were there when it was a hospital. That is so fascinating. All right. Mindy Willens found something very interesting as well. That was kind of these things that just make you go, I'm telling you, Scientology has to just hate how people are taking a closer look at different things. They just have to hate it, which of course means I love it and it's fabulous. This is one of those things that's just a little odd. Take a look at this.
Hey guys, I found something interesting. I was searching up Scientology buildings so that I can make requests for the 911 calls. And look, does this building look familiar to any of you guys? Let me remind you. We all know the Scientology Celebrity Center. Well, just up the street, if you remember, is La Poubelle. And if you go around the corner, that's where this address leads to. But I thought that was the Oaks. Guess what? It's both. I'm confused. Same address, but one is the Church of Scientology and the other is the Oaks. Make it make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know what that's about. That's interesting. So do they own the building and it's being rented out? I don't know. But I bet you Mindy will find out more about it and we're going to learn. But that's, again, just something to keep an eye on where you go, well, wait a minute, that doesn't quite make sense. There are so many things now starting to come up to the surface that, Scientology itself doesn't make sense. We know this. But there are so many more things. It just feels to me like the ground is just cracking open and all this truth is just coming out about these relationships that Scientology has with parking enforcement, with the LAPD and other areas and communities as well. And I think it's so fabulous. Now, Kelly here on YouTube, she was going around the blue buildings and Scientology, of course, was using gate tech and not letting a delivery person in because they didn't want her to see inside. And she let the delivery person know what's what. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, they won't open. They wouldn't open the gate for you because I was standing out here. They didn't want to film inside. $20, I'd say, allegedly, supposedly. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? And I want you to go internet research it on YouTube. We're all over. You look up SPTV because they call people that leave or are enemies suppressive people. So it's people that left the what they call a church, but less Scientology or. Yeah. Oh, you don't even know who you're working with. I'm glad you came back out. That's all I have to say. But anyway, in there, the people that were, some of the kids that were born into it and used to like grew up around here while their parents were living in here, and they were like, yeah, they were.
She like explained the whole thing to him, and it's interesting because he delivers there but wasn't even fully aware of what it is, and that is more common than we think. Even I've always make the assumption that how can you miss the blue buildings? But not everybody knows that that is Scientology, that all those buildings are Scientology. Stroke of genius, a memoir. Love this. Reaffirming that it's a property management front masquerading as a religion. I feel that. I feel that so much. They're a venue, right? They let people use the space for other things. I don't know if they make them pay or what the deal is, but it does seem that way. It really does. That makes so much sense. Okay, let's go take a look at Scientology Audit Streets LA. We're going to look at a couple clips from a video he recently put up. Let's just take a look and then we'll talk about it.
Why do you have to separate your members from their loved ones? Oh God, here comes this guy. He's just always trouble. I need you to behave tonight, man. I need you really to behave. Just behave, man. I'm not even talking.
All right.
Just be pleasant. I'm just documenting.
What are you documenting, sir?
Scientology.
Isn't it boring to you at this point? Film people getting on the bus?
I don't find. No, actually, I think it's pretty informative. Okay. But I just want to be pleasant. I don't feel like arguing tonight. I was in the middle of a jog, okay. But I'm documenting that. So
I appreciate you don't want to argue.
I don't want to argue. I really don't. Really seriously.
Okay, good.
This guy, me and you used to have a pleasant relationship at one time, sort of.
I don't have a problem with you, man.
All right. I talked about your nose ring that one time. You got all bent out of shape. I just thought it was funny. I just didn't picture you being the guy with the nose ring. That's all. I mean, another time we probably will argue, but not tonight.
I love that. I know we will argue, but not tonight. We're going to take a look at another clip because this conversation goes on for a little bit, and I loved it.
He's got the special vest on. I think that vest is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it. It's actually perfect for this time of year too.
Yeah. I like your shoes.
You like my shoes? Yeah.
Me too.
Trying to get ready for the LA Marathon, but I gotta drop about 20 pounds.
Do you run LA Marathon?
Oh yeah, I run it. I didn't run it last year, but I run it most years. If I can, I'll try to do the Beach City Marathon or down in, but that's in February. I don't know if I'll be ready. I broke my foot in June, so. Somebody was walking with their dog, and I tried to jump off the curb and kind of landed for me. So. See, we're all friends tonight. Like I said, I can't guarantee it always.
Can't guarantee it always. Then there was this interesting thing that happened where he goes around the corner to, I think it was like the L. Ron Hubbard exhibition. And usually, like they kind of run and hide. And the one girl who's usually there did, but someone responded a little differently.
They're not trying to protect their members. They're trying to keep their members from leaving. To keep control of them. The security is always ordering them around. But I sense that Scientology security realizes what they're doing is a losing battle. There's not much they can do about this. My whole goal is, again, to show that they're a paper tiger, but also encourage other people to confront them and ask questions and document them. And to show people, because I get a lot of questions. People ask me, what the hell is Scientology? And, it's hard to keep on answering it over and over again. So I want to make sure that it's known. Look at them. I'm waving back.
It's just great. William on his channel, Scientology Audit Streets LA, he's also uploading a lot more other videos that he's clipped and that are shorter that are just great to go back. And for people who are also new to learning about the Scientology protests that are happening all over the world, they're a great resource because he does share and revisit this is how I got started doing this. This is what happened. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Susan, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I appreciate that. That's right, SP Chef, a friendly wave. And SP Chef, I had a clip all pulled up that I was going to share. In fact, I think I already forgot what Nancy told me. Nancy, where'd you say you put the SP Chef link? If you have it, can you put it in the comments, and I'll grab it there, or the private chat? I can grab it there too. Anyways, I like the interview, the collab that you did the other day. But then when I went to put my clips up, I messed it up. But I think Nancy's going to find it for me. But SP Chef's got a great new video on his channel. You guys should go check out. If I don't find it by the end of this, but we're going to try to. Then I love how when people who've never been in Scientology learn some of the real crazy in Scientology, the beliefs by L. Ron Hubbard. I guess I shouldn't say crazy. No, it's crazy. It is. It doesn't always make a lot of sense. And sometimes people who've never been in Scientology even will see certain like patterns or be like, why is this always being brought up? And being close to it for so long, sometimes I don't see that because it was such a part of my normal day-to-day. Like, well, of course there's this. And then, body thetans and Xenu and all that. It's really interesting to me when somebody who's never been in takes a look at it. And Scientology Audit Streets LA does that in this next clip where he's reading some of the confidential materials. So if you are someone, spoiler alert, this is confidential Scientology info, but might save you money if you're heading up on the bridge to total freedom. It's really the bridge to total brokenness, but check this out.
Stop a receiving body to invent a rejected body.
This is like L. Ron Hubbard's writing. A lot of his when he would research, it was written by hand. Like when you read the operating Thetan level 3 materials, the story about Xenu and body Thetans and all that and what you're supposed to do, it's handwritten, which I think adds its own flavor.
To stop a denied body. Explosion. He loves the explosion stuff. This guy is always talking about explosion. I think it has something to do with that Xeno dropping the people in the popsicle people in the volcano, and then they dropped an atomic bomb. So the whole explosion, I don't know, man. I know that this guy needed help. And he said, you know what? I am so tired of you people telling me that I am out of my mind. I'm sick of it. You try to institutionalize me. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm starting my own stuff. I'm writing my own book. I'm writing my own science. I'm creating my own science. And they create their own science, and then people start buying it because, it was a weird time. And they said, man, fuck it. I'm going to start my whole religion. It's going to be a whole religion. I'm going to do a whole religion, and people are going to follow me.
That's right. It's just, that's pretty much what happened. But when you go in and you read some of those, like I said, the confidential materials, when that gets shared, it is, even though you might think, well, it's out of context, so it really sounds weird. Even in context, it doesn't make total sense. And soon I want to do a video more about that because I think it's really going to blow your mind, some of the stuff that's in there that Scientologists who do the upper levels believe. Everyday Scientologists don't see most of this. Most people in Scientology never learn about it because it's like even fewer people get to that level where it's available for them to fully pay for and get. Now, let's take a look at this video from ENRI over at the Blue Buildings, where he's out there doing his thing and live streaming, and he runs into somebody.
I guess Catalina. Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you here, sir.
Right?
Back in the flesh. How are you, Michael?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. Better now that you're here.
Hey, I'm just taking a peek around, see what's happening.
I'm looking for scooter tech. I'm going to line all the easement with those Lime scooters all up and down LRHOA. Hell yeah. What's that? ENRI. Yes. Yes, yes.
He runs into literally Michael. Just how fun is that? How nice is that? You're outside, you're live streaming. There's literally Michael. Back from Italy. I think if I remember seeing on social, I think he and Serge went to Italy. I bet it was absolutely amazing. Hopefully they share some about that. Now, let's take a look. Remember how we were talking earlier about the whole parking enforcement thing and that truck that was parked out there, and ENRI had a conversation with the owner of the truck? Well, he talks more about it in this clip here. Let's take a look at it.
There's a Toyota truck that's been parked on the loading only area for days.
Right here, the back one.
With, yes, black truck. I actually saw the gentleman who owned the truck. I talked to him and I asked him about why the truck is down. He told me a lot of information, but specifically, he mentioned that he was having issues with getting all sorts of tickets because people were calling in since he was illegally parked. And he talked to 3 different names inside Scientology because he does construction and landscaping work here. And he explicitly said after he talked to some Scientologists on the inside, they told him, don't worry about it. We'll go ahead and contact parking enforcement so that they stop ticketing you even though you're illegally parked. And so that is an explicit direct link from somebody that works here that these guys are paying off parking enforcement to not ticket anybody that's affiliated with them, period.
How about that? Very interesting indeed. The plot just thickens every week when it comes to Scientology. I swear to God, it does. Now, let's take a look at, I think this is a clip from the plastic netting. You know, Scientology has been putting this green netting around the easement, which is like city property, and with stakes. And I don't fully understand. I don't know if while I was gone, somebody explained what that was about. If they did, can you tell me in the chat? And if you're catching this on the replay, please tell me in the comments. What is that about? What did anyone find out? What is the purpose of the green netting? Obviously, it's to block any type of occupation again or protesters from being there. We know that. But in Scientology's mind, was there something else they were trying to do, or was it really just that? Let's take a look.
Yeah. That is thumbnail worthy right there. Crop that and
You want to be doing all that?
He's working for free. He didn't even get the $47.
yeah, hell yeah, man. I was really looking forward to that. $47.
That's him. That's all him alone.
Hell yeah.
With no help from us.
What up, chat?
In fact, I kind of watched and waited till you were finished before I came down here, so I had an excuse not to help.
Oh no, I couldn't hear him watching him yesterday.
No, I got to give kudos to Solomon. He was up there gathering the stakes. It made my life a lot easier.
No, I told Solomon not to touch them.
Oh my God.
I told you, don't
Eric,
touch
stop.
them.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I think we clearly
Are you
heard.
sure about that?
I think we might have heard the opposite. I think Jess was saying, yes, Solomon, go for it. Number 1.
No, actually, it was my mom that texted me and said, tell Solomon not to touch them.
Oh, just good times. Good times. Love seeing him out there. Let's see. Okay, so Petty Lane says, they said it was for seeding. The lawn is perfect, so we know why they did it. It's gone now. Yeah, the lawn was perfect. There's so much grass there. I wish my lawn looked like that. Crazy. Murray Chat says they tried to say the council paid them and they were they were seeding the patches. What patches? It was just all green grass. Maybe I missed something, but yeah, again, we know why they were there. Look who woke up. Hi from the basement. Yesterday, I totally missed it in the chat, but because I had said guest room downstairs and that I'm keeping Aaron and Jenna in the basement. And Jenna jumped in the chat and said, hi from the basement. And I totally missed it. But when she told me later, I almost peed myself laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I really did. It was hilarious. Okay, we're going to take a look at a video, but you got to kind of turn your head like this to watch it because the orientation was a different way, but it's interesting. So we're going to share it. This is in Australia where AFILA was going along, minding your own business. You know, you're just out and about and boom, you run into some Scientology.
I thought I went live a minute ago and I don't think I did. Guys, the universe works in mysterious ways. I was literally just walking along and the stress side caught my attention. Look where we are in Canberra. That looks like some some cameras?
They're out there trying to recruit with a personality test. This is why you always got to have your head on a swivel, because you never know where Scientology is just going to pop out. Personality tests, selling Dianetics book, just all the things, all the stuff. Lindsay, thank you. Natalie, hope you're doing well. You look great. Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's, just one day, sometimes 1 hour at a time. It's nice having friends here. That's been really nice. I'm continuing to obsessively clean and reorganize, my house. You guys know there's a new office, new setup. I'm just still going around changing things, but it's going all right. We're working on plans for Tony's celebration of life luau, which of course we're making it a luau, which just means some Hawaiian music. And I hear there's even going to be a bit of hula. And I'm putting it out there. Like it's going to be outdoors. It's at a place called the Guest House in Excelsior, Minnesota. And we have the whole property, the indoors, so in other words, even if it rains, we'll have a tent, but there'll be stuff going on inside and outside. And, I think it'll all work. It's hard with this kind of things because it's not like you send, how many people are coming. It's trying to figure out how much, we're going to have appetizers. How much do you do? And I thought, we're just going to do what we do. And if we run out, we run out, because there's so many people that come. That would be great. That would be fun. We'll flood the streets of Excelsior. But we're putting the plan together for that. We're doing it open house style. So with people coming in and out, I think that it'll be all right. So yeah, I've been working on getting organized, figuring out, I think there's a puzzle in our near future. It's been raining like crazy here in Minnesota. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be a little bit better. So, we're doing some stuff, but just a lot of, very much needed, relaxing too. Cause it's so easy, I think, to I would just not stop. I would just keep going. And I intentionally just stopped working on my closet. I had my kids pull everything out because I wanted to put a dresser in there that was Tony's. And now my clothes are just out and all over. And, my instinct is to just go and finish it till I'm done. But I didn't. I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like doing this right now. So I've been sleeping in this chaos, which is very unlike me, because I like things put away and neat. But I'm realizing it just, I got to put my energy where it needs to be at that moment, right? And for me, it's been really important to get back on. And it was important to Tony too, to do this. The channel was really important to him and something that he really enjoyed. And he knew how much I enjoyed it. So coming back and doing it has been really helpful. What I do want to get back into is doing more collaborations. Maybe next week I might at least maybe do one or something like that. Hey, Kellycopter, I saw you in the chat there. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me. It's just a lot of up and down. It's the same. Laugh, cry, laugh, cry. I mean, like it was before, but it's just, I know that it's going to get easier. And I've got all these people here, not just here in person, but also here online. I thought I saw Nora there. Hey, Nora. Hey, Liz Ferris. I see you there. I'm glad you're coming. I think she's coming out for the celebration of life. So it'll be interesting. I know that we got people coming from Clearwater, and Liz is coming, and I think it's going to be beautiful. And he wanted it to be a celebration. He wanted it to be, a party, just his family and his sons will be there, and they're looking forward to it too. And we're working on, like I said, leaving a couple days after that to go spread his ashes back home in Hawaii, on the Big Island, which is probably the island that Tony connected with the most. And yeah, lots of window time. Although where I normally do window time is full of clothes. I'm actually very impressed with myself. For some people, I think the improvement would be to put things away and have it neat and tidy. Sometimes for me, it's letting it be messy. and just being comfortable in that, because I'm so, the opposite way. All right, let's see what we're doing here. I think I already saw that. James, this is hilarious. I parked a frog yesterday and my car towed away. I parked on a frog yesterday and my car got towed away. I got to remember that for my grandson. My overalls, Amazon. I really don't like shopping. I mean, so I'm guilty of some Amazon clothes shopping. Or if I can order it online, that's kind of how I like it. But I love it. It's like I live in these now. I've got a few of them. I want to get more that are like this, but they're really comfortable. They're a bit tight right now because I will admit I have been medicating with baked goods like you would not believe. And it's showing. These are supposed to be baggy and you can't see the lower part, but it's kind of fitted right now. But again, so be it. I've given myself through the end of the week and then I'm like, all right, you got to get your act together and step away from the donuts or the pie or whatever it is, and start taking better care of myself that way. And Candace, you're right. Do everything on your own time. That's what I'm figuring out. Figuring out what that is. All right, let me see. Did I grab Nancy? I think I got all the starred ones. Genuinely, I'm amazing at organizing closets, just saying. That's right, and you're not far. If it's the same lay, which I think it is. Oh. It's really just putting clothes back in the drawer, but it probably needs better organization. So when we do get together, I'll have you take a look at it and get your 2 cents on it. And Shannon, yep, carbs are okay, totally. Just not in the mass amounts that I have been consuming them. I mean, I kind of started getting it in check yesterday, and I've put out there to like my friends, like I thank you so much for the meals, but no more pies, no more cookies. Okay, except for one thing. Jenna makes the most amazing cookies. I think we need to do that at least one time and have some of that. Yeah, bakery tack. That is it. Every day, all day. That's what I end up doing. Karen, thank you. Thank you, because I feel like a hot mess and a half. I almost showed up in my robe today, like I'm not even going to lie. I just was like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel motivated and other times I'm like, you know what? This is all anybody's getting from me. So do not be surprised if I turn up doing a live stream in a robe one day. It might just actually happen. How's Ollie? Shannon says, how's Ollie and kiddos doing? Good. I've actually not seen Oliver yet. I saw, no, they ended up not coming over. I need to see the grandkids though. They were really cute. They were, when Tony was in the ICU, my daughter told Oliver, and he said, well, he needs to go see daddy because his dad works in a hospital as a dietitian. And he said, daddy fixes people in the hospital. He just needs to do that. It's just so cute. And then Oliver's 6 and Mina, my granddaughter, is 3. And that's Shelby's daughter. And Shelby told her that, Tony was sick. And she said, well, he just needs Tums because he's sick. So he just needs Tums. And it's just they're just so innocent, and it brings a lot of levity. So I'm going to make a point of seeing them this weekend because I miss them terribly. Oh, thank you, DB Never In. It's like a beautiful sunrise. I know. These are actually, so I had the lamps and Tony had this box of lights, and because he was all about lighting. And I learned a lot about just like how comfortable it can be to actually change lighting. I never thought to change lighting because my operating basis was always like, whatever's there is what I have. I will make it work. And for years, Tony got me more comfortable with and showed me that you can change your environment to create an ecosystem for yourself where you can thrive, because your ecosystem might be different from somebody else's. And even ours were different. And I found this box and I found some of these bulbs that were a different color because I have smart bulbs in other places in the house that I've used. But he never wanted to use the smart bulbs because he didn't want to have to use an app. So he had these colored bulbs. So I threw a couple in there in the background, and I think it really works as well. I was debating though if I want to go with a different color, but based on feedback, I think you guys are like you're liking it. So I think we'll just stay where we are, and I'll just finish filling things in, because this will also, my previous space that I would YouTube in was just not conducive for working as well, because it was high up and that chair really hurt my back. This is lower and I like it a lot better. Jennifer, thank you so much for becoming a member. Hip, hip, hooray to you. I appreciate that. Kathy, thank you. If you had, it would be okay. We take you as you are. That's right. In the robe. But then I challenged myself to, no, just get dressed. I have a little checklist. Vitamins, brush my teeth, take a shower. And if I hit all those in a day, I feel like I am winning, and that is about all I need to do. But I'm doing more. Yep, Yancy, that's right. Food therapy helps in the short term. It's okay. As you heal, you'll stop. That's true. Yeah, end of the week, or at least right after Jenna's cookies, because God, they were amazing. Oh yes, Diane. Someone did send me that song, and I bawled my eyes out, and it was fantastic. It was great. I love that. Oh, and you're right, neuropsych. The kids, they'll love hearing those stories later. Absolutely. And I wanted to thank you guys too. Like, I've been sharing, just the cards and stuff has been amazing. And I'm going to share the ones I've gotten recently with Tony's boys. And it really does help them. They came over the other day and we watched some of the videos that people were doing about their dad. And it just really, they were just amazed by it and felt so embraced by it the same way that I do, in the same way that Tony did, and knew that I would be. Karen, thank you for that super sticker. Oh, you guys cracked me up. Oh, good. So Donna says this lighting is epic. Good. They were just like I said, bulbs in a box that I found that Tony had. I need to find out which ones they are so I can get more when they burn out. You're on the same recovery diet. Yeah. Up 15 pounds. Me too. I think it's about 15. Wow. It was we were at the doctor's once, like the week before, and the doctor I can't remember if I told you guys this. He was going to get a feeding tube, not a tube, a port the following week, because even though he lost a ton of weight in a short period of time, he had gained so much weight on hormone therapy that the weight loss, it wasn't good to lose it that fast, but he kind of was at what would be his normal weight. But starting radiation would have made his throat even worse and harder to eat. So he was going to do this thing. And it was funny because every pound he lost, I felt like I gained 2, which was something we joked about. But, oh, good. I'm glad you guys like, oh, that's cool, Penny Lane. Yeah, it gives the vibe of a Hawaiian sunset. Elena, I think they're a medium. I think I went with a medium in these, which, like I said, is tight now, but they'll fit again. But this one is I don't know how to explain it. I don't know jack about clothes. It's more like a linen, and the other one's more like a different material. But I think I did medium in both, and I'm like 5'6". Well, no, I'm not. I'm like 5'5.5". I just say I'm 5'6". They fit well. Sandra, thank you for becoming a member. Hip hip hooray to you. All right, I got all of that. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. That's what I got for you today. Please send me links, clips, timestamps. Tell me what you're looking at. Links to articles to Natalie at lifeafteraccult.com. If you guys could please hit that subscribe button and like button on your way out, that would be absolutely awesome. We're going to see what the weather does and try to get outside in the next couple of days and, create some content together as well. Or at least I've been just kind of getting my grounding just every day. We're not quite sure what's going to happen. It just depends. But stay tuned. We are going to do some of that. Maybe even we'll share making cookies or something. But mostly, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here with me. And like I said, this week for sure, I'm just trying to make sure that I get enough sleep. And today with the power outage too, it was a weird morning. But I'm going to kind of keep doing that and not necessarily like commit to a time again. And thank you guys for rolling with me on that and just saying you'll catch it on the replay, even if you can't catch it live. I appreciate it so much, because, you know, I'm at the end of the day, like I like a schedule, but it's been nice. I have not slept past 6:30. I mean, with any consistency in years. I mean, years. And I think today I slept till like almost 8:30. It was amazing. And I didn't even stay up that late last night. So I'm just taking it day by day and just trying to make sure, you know, that I sleep no matter what it takes. And then it takes me a couple hours to put all this together. And it goes faster when you guys send me clips and links. So please do that. So that's what's happening here. I'll keep you guys in the loop on everything. And we'll see if we can't get some more, share some of our the next few days when we do some fun stuff. That's part of it too, is I want to try to get outside. But the rain it's been raining a lot. So thank you everybody for being here. Most importantly, I hope you guys get out there and have an amazing cult-free day.